Hello, my name is John, and today we're doing something different, a full body health quiz covering the most fascinating parts of your body from head to toe. Your body is incredible, but most people don't know half of what's happening inside them every single day. And that's why these 20 questions will challenge you and teach you things about your body you never knew. Let's start with question number 1. All right, here we go. How many times does the average human heart beat in one day? A. About 50,000 times. B. About 100,000 times. C. About 200,000 times. The answer is B. About 100,000 times. Your heart is the hardest working muscle in your body, pumping around 2,000 gallons of blood every single day without ever taking a break. Taking care of it through diet and exercise is one of the best investments you can make. Question 2. Which organ uses the most energy in your body? A. The heart. B. The liver. C. The brain. C is correct, the brain. Despite being only 2% of your body weight, your brain consumes about 20% of your daily energy. This is why eating well and staying hydrated directly affects your thinking and memory. Now, question 3. How long does it take for your body to completely replace your skin? A. About 2 to 3 weeks. B. About 2 to 3 months. C. About 1 year. The answer is A. About 2 to 3 weeks. Your skin is constantly renewing itself, shedding dead cells and creating new ones. This is why consistent skincare habits actually make a difference. Your skin literally becomes what you feed and protect it with. Let me expand on this because it's quite remarkable. Your body sheds around 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells every minute. That adds up to about 8 pounds of skin per year. The new skin cells are created in the deepest layer called the dermis and gradually push upward over those 2 to 3 weeks. This is why when you start a new skincare routine or improve your diet, you won't see immediate results. You're waiting for that fresh layer to surface. For seniors, this renewal process slows down somewhat, which is why moisturizing and sun protection become even more important as we age. Question 4 coming up. This one surprises most people. Which part of your body has no blood supply at all? A. Your earlobes. B. The cornea of your eye. C. Your fingernails. B is correct, the cornea of your eye. It's the only part of your body that receives oxygen directly from the air rather than from blood. This is why cornea transplants have such high success rates. There's no blood type matching required. Let's keep moving. Question 5. How much of your body weight is actually water? A. About 30%. B. About 45%. C. About 60%. The answer is C, about 60%. You are literally more water than anything else. Even a 2% drop in hydration can affect your concentration, energy, and mood. For seniors, the sense of thirst decreases with age. So drinking water regularly throughout the day is essential even when you don't feel thirsty. Question 6. Which bone in your body is the strongest? A. The skull. B. The femur thigh bone. C. The spine. B is correct, the femur. Your thigh bone is stronger than concrete and can support up to 30 times your body weight. However, it becomes more vulnerable with age and osteoporosis, which is why weight-bearing exercise and calcium intake matter so much for seniors. All right, 6 questions in. Are you keeping track of your score? Write it down and share your final number in the comments. I love seeing how everyone does. Question 7. How many taste buds does the average adult have? A. About 2,000. B. About 10,000. C. About 25,000. The answer is B. About 10,000. Here's something important for seniors. You actually lose taste buds as you age. which is why food might seem less flavorful than it used to. This can lead to adding too much salt or sugar. Using herbs and spices instead can keep food exciting without the health risks. Moving on to question 8. What is the only organ in your body that can regenerate itself? A. The kidneys. B. The liver. C. The lungs. B is correct, the liver. Your liver can regrow to its full size even after up to 75% of it is removed. It's incredibly resilient, but that doesn't mean it's invincible. Limiting alcohol, maintaining a healthy weight, and avoiding unnecessary medications protects this remarkable organ. This regeneration ability is truly extraordinary. The liver performs over 500 different functions, including filtering blood, producing bile, processing nutrients, and detoxifying harmful substances. A study from the University of Edinburgh found that even in adults over 70, the liver maintains much of its regenerative capacity. However, repeated damage from alcohol, fatty liver disease, or certain medications can eventually overwhelm this ability. The lesson here is that your liver is forgiving, but not endlessly so. Treating it well now preserves its incredible healing power for when you might really need it. Question 9. How fast do signals travel through your nervous system? A. About 25 miles per hour. B. About 120 miles per hour. C. About 270 miles per hour. The answer is C, about 270 miles per hour. That's faster than a race car. This speed is why you can pull your hand away from something hot before you even consciously feel the pain. As we age, this speed can slow slightly, which is one reason reaction times decrease. Question 10. Halfway there. Which organ filters about 50 gallons of blood every single day? A. The heart. B. The kidneys. C. The spleen. B is correct, the kidneys. These two fist-sized organs work around the clock to filter waste, balance fluids, and regulate blood pressure. Staying hydrated, limiting sodium, and controlling blood sugar keeps them functioning well for decades. Question 11. How many muscles does it take to smile? A. About 12 muscles. B. About 25 muscles. C. About 40 muscles. A is correct, about 12 muscles. It takes nearly 3 times as many muscles to frown. But beyond the physical mechanics, smiling actually triggers the release of feel-good chemicals in your brain. Studies show that even forcing a smile can improve your mood. So there's a health reason to find things that make you happy. Question 12. What happens to your height as you age? A. You stay exactly the same height. B. You can lose 1 to 3 inches after age 50. C. You continue growing until age 70. B is correct, you can lose 1 to 3 inches after age 50. This happens mainly due to compression of the discs between your vertebrae and changes in posture. The good news is that staying active, maintaining good posture, and getting enough calcium and vitamin D can slow this process significantly. Let me explain why this matters beyond just numbers on a measuring tape. Height loss is often an indicator of bone health. A study published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that losing more than 2 inches correlated with a higher risk of hip fractures in both men and women. Your spine is made up of 33 vertebrae with gel-like discs between them that act as cushions. Over time, these discs lose water content and compress. Osteoporosis can also cause tiny fractures in the vertebrae that add up. Weight-bearing exercises, adequate protein intake, and maintaining vitamin D levels all help preserve both your height and your bone strength. Question 13. Which part of your body never stops growing throughout your life? A. Your ears and nose. B. Your hands and feet. C. Your eyes and tongue. The answer is A, your ears and nose. They don't actually grow in the traditional sense, but the cartilage in them continues to elongate due to gravity and the breakdown of elastin. This is why older adults often have noticeably larger ears and noses than when they were younger. Question 14 now. How long is your small intestine? A, about 5 feet. B, about 15 feet. C, about 22 feet. C is correct, about 22 feet. Your small intestine is where most nutrient absorption happens, and its incredible length provides enough surface area to absorb everything your body needs. Keeping your gut healthy with fiber, probiotics, and adequate water intake ensures this process works efficiently. Question 15. What percentage of your bones are actually water? A, about 10%. B, about 31%. C, about 50%. B is the answer, about 31%. Bones aren't just solid calcium structures. They're living tissue containing water, collagen, and minerals. This is another reason why staying hydrated matters for overall health, even your skeleton benefits. Let's continue. Question 16. How many times per day does the average person blink? A, about 5,000 times. B, about 15,000 times. C, about 28,000 times. B is correct, about 15,000 times. Blinking keeps your eyes lubricated and protected. Interestingly, you blink less when staring at screens, which contributes to eye strain and dry eyes. Taking breaks and consciously blinking more often helps, especially if you spend time on computers or phones. Question 17. Which organ produces insulin in your body? A, the liver. B, the pancreas. C, the gallbladder. B is correct, the pancreas. This small organ behind your stomach produces insulin to regulate blood sugar. When it can't produce enough or your body resists insulin, diabetes develops. Maintaining a healthy weight and eating balanced meals supports your pancreas throughout life. Understanding your pancreas helps you understand diabetes prevention. The pancreas contains clusters of cells called islets of Langerhans, and within those are beta cells that produce insulin. Research from the American Diabetes Association shows that by the time someone is diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, they've typically lost about 50% of their beta cell function. The encouraging news is that lifestyle changes can protect remaining function and even help beta cells recover somewhat. Losing just 5 to 7% of your body weight if you're overweight, combined with 150 minutes of weekly exercise, reduced diabetes risk by 58% in a major clinical trial. Your pancreas is working hard for you. Help it out. Question 18. What is the largest organ in your body? A, the liver. B, the brain. C, the skin. C is correct, the skin, covering about 22 square feet in the average adult. Your skin is a remarkable organ that protects against infection, regulates temperature, and even produces vitamin D. Taking care of it through moisturizing, sun protection, and proper nutrition pays dividends throughout life. Almost done. Question 19. How long does a red blood cell live before being replaced? A, about 7 days. B, about 120 days. C, about 365 days. The answer is B, about 120 days. Your body is constantly producing new red blood cells in your bone marrow while old ones are broken down in the spleen. This is why maintaining good iron levels and overall nutrition matters. You're literally rebuilding your blood supply continuously. Last question. At what age does your brain reach its maximum weight? A, around age 20. B, around age 40. C, around age 60. The answer is A, around age 20. After that, the brain very gradually loses weight and volume over time. But here's the hopeful part. Brain function doesn't just depend on size. Staying mentally active, exercising, socializing, and learning new skills creates new neural connections that keep your mind sharp regardless of age. Your brain can adapt and strengthen at any stage of life.
That covers all 20 questions about your amazing body. If you learned something new today, hit subscribe and leave a like. Your support helps more people discover these quizzes. See you next time.